Hello YouTube, it's Chelsea the Story. We're gonna watch a new Mujin video. The Lies of Sykkuno. We're gonna watch the Sykkuno video. I have no dog in this fight, so this is just, me absorbing third-party drama. Grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what you eat and drinking down below. Let's get to watching. Is he gonna read this?
My girlfriend of 4 years has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit
It's no dog because I'm a kitty cat.
r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly
Okay, nope. Okay, this is really embarrassing to even post about, and I don't even know if my feelings about the situation are valid or if I'm just being a jealous boyfriend. So my girlfriend and I have lived together for 2 years now, and it's great. She's admittedly my first girlfriend, so I'm a bit inexperienced, but our relationship has been steady and happy, and I was planning on proposing to her this year, but my plans were squashed by current events. I know she wants to get engaged somewhere nice, but traveling right now is not smart or feasible. My girlfriend lost her job back in July thanks to you-know-what, and it really devastated her. It was pretty close to being a dream job for her, so she took it really hard. She started panicking about finding another job in this market. I'm really fortunate to have a well-paying essential job in minor debt, so I was more than happy to let her have a break for a few months. She was already getting kind of depressed from the quarantining. Her job was work from home, and I thought letting her rest and recover for a bit would help. She readily agreed and was super grateful. She really stepped up, and the apartment was super clean, and she was making delicious, elaborate dinners. Since it's just the two of us in a one-bedroom apartment, there's not much mess between us, so she still had a ton of free time. And then apparently she got obsessed with this streamer. I don't know.
r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend.
Girl throws away 4-year relationship for Sykkuno. Please delete if not allowed. My 27M girlfriend of 4 years, 26F, has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. I am not the OOP. The OOP is this person. Okay, I don't know.
Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that time, she wasn't the only one who might have felt this way. That's because the male streamer in question here was none other than Sykkuno, a name
I will give, this is a very flattering picture. Like, the soft lighting, all that, great picture. Yeah, I don't know.
And face that had become a core memory of the COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when everyone was locked up in their homes.
And everyone was playing fucking Among Us. That's how I know Sykkuno. I don't know Sykkuno. Know of Sykkuno. Very rare Chelsea knows who this fucking person is. The whole, Among Us, pop off, when so many streamers were getting together and playing Among Us, and they were all big names and stuff.
In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000. Even
crazy.
having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000
That's insane.
current viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with his friends, who happened to be very big content creators as well. Not only would he get tens of thousands of concurrent viewers on Twitch, but he would get millions upon millions of views on his YouTube channel as well. And while his rise to fame is definitely incredibly impressive, what was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers, confirmed to having been higher than any of his other content creator friends. His handsome look, his anime sounding voice, and his witty jokes made women go rabid. In fact, it was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay.
I'm just so bothered by this picture because it doesn't look like, it looks like he was photoshopped in this picture. It doesn't look like he's physically there. Do you see?
Women go rabid. In fact, it was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what made him really desirable is just how socially awkward he was. He was innocent in an endearing way. He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him.
Was he though?
In a nutshell, he was this picture, almost allergic to other women. He just couldn't handle anything romantic. He would get too flustered. This made many of his fans want to be the one to finally fix him.
Oh, God. Okay.
But make no mistake here. This was all a perfectly crafted image that he had made for himself. He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a
Sorry, food delivery happens.
He had made for himself. He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world, all while making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it just might be romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would...
Yeah, the automatic food bowl went off, or cat feeder went off. I feel... Now, granted, we are 2.5 minutes in. I feel like this is a little much. And the only reason why I say this is because we have seen similar stuff happen in the past many, many times with people, not just guys, that get famous and then they kind of do some shitty things with generally fans or other content creators or whatever. I don't think he went into this so much like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to be this person from the get-go, so like I'm gonna play a long game and eventually get like bitches or what, like, you know, whatever the fuck. I feel like he probably was socially awkward and then kind of fame sort of got to him, and without looking too deep into it, started using that fame in kind of a shitty way. That's what I feel probably happened, but also we're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and I haven't read any of the Google Docs or looked into this very much or at all, to be honest. So I guess we're gonna see, but I don't think it started out necessarily malicious. I think when you get power via fame, like, you know, maybe a little bit of your shitty true self comes out, or like it corrupts you a little bit and you're like, oh, I can do this, and you start making stupid fucking decisions. Maybe. I feel like that's what's happening. Miana Tachi, thank you so much for the raid. I'm gonna pause and talk to raiders.
Would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021. But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything in a recorded voice call with the victim herself. And on top of that, that same victim, who goes by the name of Hemamal VT, would choose to write a Google Doc that shows the entire timeline, her and Sykkuno's DMs together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running lies in content creation history. I want to thank the two victims in question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for...
I'm be honest with you. I'm be straight up honest with you. If you are famous, I should say in general, but also especially if you're famous, you should expect that everybody is recording you and keeping receipts on everything you say or do with them. I don't understand people, especially famous people, that are like, I'm going to cheat on my significant other and they're never going to find out. Why do you think they're never going to find out? Like, legitimately, why do you think that's not going to blow up in your face somehow, some way? Like, some way. I don't understand.
Allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado, let's get right into this video on it. Trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado, let's get right into this mess. All right, so first off, who the hell is Sykkuno? Well, before starting his streaming career, he actually used to be a software engineer working in the Bay Area of California. His monotonous office life would change forever though when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far back as 2012. However, when they met, she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today. It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, seeing that they're both at the same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely. He was simply too embarrassed to interact with her further. This interaction left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she'd play with her friends, and one of those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to express interest in him, especially seeing that his voice sounded like an anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like. What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to Summoners Con 2015, and he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of her community were simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal live on Lily Pichu's stream.
Why does he look so different though? I'm just like, dude had a glow up, damn.
Around the year of 2019.
Yeah. You're such a dude. Oh, okay, here we go.
Is it the hair? Is just the hair doing a lot?
Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
Alright, I'm in the stream.
And as you can see, the chat was definitely not disappointed. In fact, Lily Pichu had such an impact on Sykkuno that she would be, well, the main reason why he would start streaming. And you can hear him say that himself.
So what convinced you to start streaming?
Lily, actually.
And speaking of streaming, he would start doing so shortly after revealing his face on Lily Pichu's stream. He'd start in the beginning of 2019 with barely under 100 viewers, but as the months would go by, he would start to get very rapid growth. He would really start putting in serious hours by August 2019, and within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at 8,000 average viewers, reaching a peak of 15,000. But how? Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with Lily Pichu, and seeing that Lily Pichu has a lot of big content creators that she calls friends, she would introduce them to Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed his company. All of these factors combined would be the perfect catalyst for when the quarantine season of COVID-19 would arrive.
Are you telling me? I might get in trouble for this. It's fine. Are you telling me some dude who was kind of a loser because his only friends were his cousins ended up getting fame and then decided to make himself a little harem, and we're supposed to be surprised by that? Like, I'm so sorry, but like, am I supposed to be surprised by that? That is what happens to so many of these, the same fucking story. All right. All right. I just...
He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet, and within just 4 months, he would go from 8,000 average viewers all the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100,000 viewers in one stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month. In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the biggest on the entire.
It's not that I watch too much anime. It's that I run an anime convention for a living, and I'm in a lot of scenes, and I'm a streamer. And so, like, yeah, it's like, I've met some of these people that started doing this shit. Like, they started off being losers, they get some fame, or they get some popularity or whatever, and then they start being shitbags. Like, they just start doing scummy shit. And they're like, I'm untouchable. And then when it blows up in their fucking faces, It's like surprise Pikachu face. What do you mean I got caught doing all this scummy shit? Like, of course you fucking... These people that do this, by the way, they don't understand that people talk to one another. And that's why I'm like, I don't understand why you don't believe that you're going to get caught out on this. They just truly believe that people don't talk to one another. And it's crazy, stupid shit.
Platform. It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. He was killing it on every single platform he was on. And so by 2022, when YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to...
You know what? I kind of like this picture of the like YouTube, Twitch logos like integrating into one another.
Stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals, they targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand friendly, has a very loyal audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world
that shy and introverted person more than losers. I mean, ish. Like, it's kind of hard to do it, right? Because, like, they'll feel like they're losers or whatever. And they might have some, like, what you would consider loser-like tendencies or, like, vibes sometimes. And when I say vibes, I mean, like, how they treat certain other people, right? And then, like, something will happen and they will suddenly, like, bounce up in popularity and then they're doing scummy shit. They think privately, but then all the people are talking to one another and then it, like, blows up in their faces. It's just... I'm just like, oh damn, it's this song and dance, huh? Imagine.
A household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year exclusive contract.
Okay, since chat's having a... I'm also shy and introverted. You might not believe that, but I am. Like, legitimately. Believe it or not, I'm not doing scummy shit in DMs. First of all, I don't want DMs. Don't send me a DM. Like, I'm not gonna respond to it. Second of all, it didn't just me getting a little bit of a popularity boost or whatever. I'm still shy and introverted.
And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand though is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms. Back when YouTube was aggressively recruiting talents that were on Twitch and their confidence and hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother offering a counteroffer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal, and guess what? They made an exception to Sykkuno. They gave him a counteroffer higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more. His contract alone is estimated to be around $5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interests in other communities, such as VTubers. In 2023, for an April Fool's joke, he would debut his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point he was invited to a call with the Senator Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrae and Pokimane. And instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber. This was so ridiculous and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean, God, everyone wanted a piece of that guy. You would see him everywhere, collabing with everyone. And this was partly due to his very loyal and almost rabid fan base. But it was, of course, all by design. You see, back in 2023, Pokimane would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer, her included. She would compare his level of fame and the way his fans acted towards him to K-pop idols. He simply wasn't seen like the run-of-the-mill Twitch streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was seen as a boy failure. No, not the kind of guy who's unemployed and lives in a dump and smells like shit. I'm talking about the ideal boy failure.
Boy failure starter pack. Dark eye circles, cheap haircut, third Red Bull of the morning, free shirt from a Comic-Con, has 6-pack abs, and is really tall for some reason. What? Wrists. Great. Six-figure money but too lazy to wear anything but sweatpants. That's crazy.
The guy who's handsome, smells nice, doesn't live in a dump, but is instead just a hopeless romantic. Someone who turns all red when you want to initiate physical contact. The most innocent.
He was a relatively attractive looking guy that seemed shy. That's what you guys are talking about. And like he seems shy, and for whatever reason he gives off vibes like, oh, he needs someone to take care of him. That's what you're talking about.
Naive soul imaginable. The appeal of a boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure, it's the fact that he's perfect but just needs one person to fix him. And that's how a significant chunk of his fan base felt. If you've watched my channel before, then it's not too different from a girl failure that has a male audience that wants to fix her.
I'm not here to fix him, I'm here to make him worse. We're two different people.
The same parasocial mess. This can be very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos of Sykkuno, like this one for example, setting at over 3 million views. Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay.
Bruh, I got attachment trauma because I've known some bitches in my life, but like, damn. Okay.
And maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome and amazingly desirable he was though, because he's another fan-made video. Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women, but he's too naive. Because guess what? This video sitting at over 4 million views is titled Sykkuno being smooth with girls for 14 minutes. Yeah, I think you get the point by now, right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience. It would also allow him to be one of the only male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without him or them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male content creators could never do. Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit of Fuslie at some point during a podcast when they were talking about body odor. This is how much he was trusted around women. And even though his audience was very obsessed over him, they saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind because they were going to be the ones to fix him anyway. So it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if some gay relationships ended because of the same reason too. He was just that much of a sensation. And that
I've said this before, and I will continue saying it. You don't really know the people on the internet that you're following or fans of. Y'all need to be a little bit more paranoid and a little bit less trusting. All right? Like, the fact that people get so obsessed with, like, personalities, and by that I mean streamers, fucking, like, K-pop idols, whatever, J-pop idols, idols in general, actors, whatever the fuck, I don't care. The fact that people will get so fucking obsessed with them is weird to me. Like, I will never understand that because you don't fucking know that person. Especially when they've never fucking met that person. Or maybe met them at like a meet and greet once where they shook their hand, got an autograph, and walked away. I do not understand the rabid obsession and like cult following kind of to the point of like, I am so obsessed with them, I'm gonna ruin my fucking relationship that I have. I really don't get it. I cannot relate to it. It does not make sense to my brain. Like, I don't listen. Just because you watch somebody on your TV, your phone, whatever, does not mean you know them. I just don't get this mindset. I'm sorry.
crafted image he built around himself was just so believable and convincing. And so he'd keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract with YouTube would finally end during May 2024, he would make his grand comeback to Twitch, peaking at over 26,000 viewers. However, his viewer count would slowly begin to drift. And by April 2026, he'd be sitting at 1,665 average viewers, a far cry from the peak of the pandemic back at 50,000. He'd also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy to make a living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive fan base. As far as content creator careers go, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multimillionaire. What people weren't aware of, though, is that for many years since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers, manipulating them into thinking that they were special, all in the hopes of hooking up with them and while being in a monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno. And now we finally have proof. Hemamol VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter profile, some of them being revealing. Those revealing cosplays would catch Sykkuno.
What? Who does that kind of shit? That's crazy.
His attention, and he'd follow her on Valentine's Day of 2026. Within barely a few days, he would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having a girlfriend. When Mal would find out about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Elfie Leah's side of the story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal, though, she would actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno, again, completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both share their stories and the DMs with Sykkuno in the Google document.
How do we know? Hold on. I'm sorry. How do we know that Sykkuno actually has a girlfriend, though? Has he said that anywhere? I don't watch his stuff. I'm legitimately asking. Like, I just, like, how do we know this? Does he just admit it to the girl? Because he could be playing, like, a long con. I don't know. And by long con, I mean, like, oh, no, we can't go further because I actually have a girlfriend or something like that. I don't know. I'm getting sucked into the story. I'm like, he said earlier he admitted on a recorded voice call that he had one. Okay. I was just wondering. I was like, you're talking a lot about a girlfriend then. Because I feel like he wouldn't advertise the fact that he's a girlfriend because so many of his fan base is like girls, right? So, like, idol culture shit, right? You don't talk about the fact that you're in a relationship. So, anyway, I don't know.
Document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno, leading up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with.
You guys have no idea how much I want to pause and read this, but a lot of times when I do that, Mujin then reads it, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like waiting. Like, is he gonna read this, or do I need to come back here and read it?
Here's how it would start off.
There we go.
On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding...
A little stupid nitpicky thing that does not fucking matter in the grand scheme of whatever. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day made me regret my decision. Like, immediately he flipped. He didn't immediately flip. He conned you for a while. Like, I don't, like, whether he conned you or not, like, it wasn't like immediately he's like, hey, send me those nudes. Like, that's not what happened. Like, and it's just word choice here that kind of like bothers me. It's like, however, what I learned a couple of months after the fact, or what I learned more recently, would make me regret my decision, like that kind of thing. I don't know. It's just a word choice thing that bothers me.
In many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed. These are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should not be treated lightly. I urge all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose his calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings, everything. Alright, so already this is...
Again, it's 2026. You're a streamer. Sorry, I'm eating. I know you guys love it when I eat. You're a streamer. I know there's like some apps or there's some stuff that's like, oh, it will tell you if someone's recording, or it will tell you if somebody's like screenshotted or something like that. There's so many ways around that. And like one of the easiest fucking ways around that is just to set up like your phone recording your fucking computer or some shit. Like, is it gonna be low res? Yeah, but are you gonna get away with it? Also, yes. Like, I don't understand what you don't expect to just 100% get caught and for them to like record you or screenshot or whatever. Like, bruh, there's so many like ways to record Discord calls is ridiculous. It's crazy to me. You just trust people not to do that to you. Crazy.
Is one hell of an intro to the document, right? One thing I want to point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I had already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled, Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend, who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied right away. So here we can see on the 15th of February, Mal would send, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's date perhaps?" To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, "What? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day's almost over where I'm from already."
Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend, who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied right away. Sorry, that just, I don't know. I'm a prude. We've talked about this. Me and chat. That's just a lot. Just like starting off with, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's date, perhaps?" Flirty little giggle wave, Sabrina Carpenter. I just feel like that's a lot. I don't know, like, damn, all right, I guess shoot your shot. Apparently it didn't work out for you in the long run, but you know, sure, I guess. I just feel like, damn, that's crazy. Anyway.
To which she would reply with, "I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over."
Like, we're not even gonna be like, "Hi, hello, oh my gosh, thank you so much for following me." Just,
you know? In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the left image,
okay, hold on. In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. A horrible sleep schedule. Wait, you want to play right now? If you're not tired or something, why are you awake? 'Cause I'm bad at sleeping. I gym at night. It's getting pretty slow. This. How old are y'all? Like, I just. Is this the youth? Is this how the youth flirts? I don't like. Sorry. First of all, the strong come on, and which is fine. Whatever. We love and support women and men shooting their shot, I guess. But then, like, I'm just confused. Like, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You can see them discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. And on the right image, we can see him say, what games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest. In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired. She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, he would say, hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? I have a convention to go to. And they would agree, okay, let's play after the convention. This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation. Only moved to Discord in a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions, TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single. So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right, you typically tell them fairly quickly that you're already in a committed relationship. You don't just let things slide. Mal had no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed a date.
Yeah, or, you know, you friend zone them immediately. Something. You kind of... Something about that. Imagine just meeting up with strangers on the internet.
He'd ask, do they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums. She'd say, there's artists in Amsterdam, could make it a date, you know, to make up for Valentine's. He'd only reply with, a what? Lol? Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, oh no, actually, wait, like, I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship. Not once. The next section will be titled, Following My Private Instagram. He would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family while using his official Sykkuno account.
What
So
if he
you can
only
see
has
an
the one
image of
account?
Sykkuno following her with her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The next section will be titled Making Plans to Meet Me in Person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th. He followed her on the 14th. The document would say, in this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first date. I also learned that there is a 15-year age gap between us. Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this.
Bruh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, listen, I'm gonna be honest. I have an opinion when it comes to age gaps. Okay, and you guys don't have to follow, you don't have to agree. It's okay. I don't give a single shit about any age gap as if the youngest person is like 30. Like that's how, if the youngest person in this relationship is 30, you're a whole ass fucking adult. You got your own shit going on. It's whatever. That's my opinion, okay? Like that's just me. If the youngest person involved is 30, I don't give a shit. Like, y'all are both full fucking fledged adults. And like, you are dealing with adult shit. Like, whatever. That is just my personal opinion. It's, but, and you guys don't have to fucking agree with that. You can have your own opinion about it. It's okay. That's just my personal opinion. There is no way this little chickadee is in her fucking 30s. There is just no way. I don't believe it. So, leave. Run in that shit right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're in a relationship where you have a 15-year age gap and you're the youngest person and you're not in your 30s, baby doll, I'm sorry. You need to look at it objectively. Like, you need to figure it out. I'm not saying it can't work. I am saying relook at your shit, your shit. Like, do you guys legitimately have similar stuff going on in your lives? Like, I don't know. That's me personally. You think the thing is half your age plus 7 minimum? Sure, that's like a big thing. I'm just saying, like, if there's an age gap and the youngest person is 30, I don't care. Like, I'm like, sure, whatever. That's me personally. But, like, this is... I just... What? Okay. Also, you can get away more easily cheating, I guess, if the person isn't in the same fucking country, but you're having to set all this shit up online, so you're gonna get caught. You should expect to get caught, especially if you're hiding the fact that you're in a relationship. If you are like, hey, I'm in a relationship, and they're like, I don't care, and you're like, great, so we all know, but at the same time, you should still expect to get caught, because you should expect at some point for someone to get mad and share shit. Like, it just 100%, like, don't do this shit. Just don't do it. If you're unhappy with your relationship, talk to your partner or in the relationship. Like, don't be like this.
I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag or a turnoff? She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception, because as you saw in the intro of this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him. To say that she was starstruck was an understatement, and that's exactly what he was counting on. Now, while keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled, Making Plans to Move In Together. These messages would be on the 17th of February, 2 days after they started talking. It would say, with Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast it almost felt like a dream. It was like you could make anything I wanted happen, and as someone as prolific and successful as him, I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation happened 2 days after the first conversation.
That's what the fuck? Bitch, run. Like, I just, like, what do you mean this happened 2 days after the first conversation? Get the hell out. Like, you're in danger. What is this? What is any of that? This is how you get got. Like, I just... What? Oh my god. Baby doll, please. No. No, it's not fucking... Okay, listen. The fucking romance books and plays and shit, they're all lies. It's just Hollywood bullshit. Life isn't like this. You gotta not do this. You gotta fucking leave. Oh no. Oh my god, it's such a... I don't fucking know. Teenage bullshit romance shit. No, baby. 2 fucking days and he's talking about moving in together. And you going from your country to the US. First of all, I don't care how old you are, okay? If some guy is like fast tracking and trying to get you to move to another fucking country and move in with him, that is how you get got. And I'm not even talking in necessarily a serial killer way. I mean, that is how you are stuck and you can't do anything and he can treat you however he wants to treat you. Kind of true also the reverse if you're like a dude and some woman's doing this. Like, don't fall for this. It is so dangerous. And that is how you just, that it ruins your life or it like, it's so bad. It's so bad, this possible setup that they have going on. Like, I'm scared. like, this is terrifying. Don't do this. This is bad for everybody involved. Do not do this.
So in this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his current dog doesn't trigger his allergies. So they start discussing the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, no? To which Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say, or were you just gonna name it Cat? He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which she'd say, I'm okay with that, though I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well, because I mean,
okay, wait. If I'm there, we'll think of a name. You'll have to stay to take care of it. LOL. What's the second O mean? IDK that'd work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen, and I also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least I could go back to studying in this year, and like in general everything is expensive. Yeah, that's true. Okay, we can get together I guess another time then. Yeah, another time then. Besides, don't you already have a cat? So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere? No, I guess not, though I'd miss them so much. I'd definitely have to get new pets. To me, this reads more like high school bullshit instead of a legitimately, like, come move in with me kind of thing. Like, it's more like, hey, okay, listen, I had a friend. Oh my God. Okay, I have a friend. I'm not friends with her anymore, but whatever. She had this guy that she was really interested in that I think she met online, and he lived in Europe somewhere. I don't fucking know. I've never met this man. Why the fuck would I have? She was in an ongoing relationship, right? And she would continue talking to this guy because she was like, oh, we're friends. But she was romantically interested in the guy, and the guy was just like, oh, no, we're just friends, right? So she was in an ongoing relationship with another person, and she would be like, she would kind of throw the fact that she likes this other guy in her boyfriend's face, which is kind of shitty, whatever. They broke up eventually, right? And she started talking to the Europe dude more. And the Europe dude was like, oh yeah, I'm going to come visit you, making all these plans, blah, 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 blah. All this shit was happening, right? And I'm listening to her talk about this, and I'm like, have you had like a relationship conversation with this man? Like, what's going on, right? Nope. Turns out she got so upset because this dude just wanted a booty call in another country so he could come visit the country, stay with her, you know, get a little some on the side, and then go the fuck home, and did not want a relationship. Which I was like, it sounds like that's what the fuck's happening. That's exactly what the fuck is happening. So I wonder if this is kind of the same thing where he's like, hey, come stay with me. We get a little something on the side. And like, you can visit and then you can go home. You know? You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, intercontinental hit it and quit it kind of shit. Like, you know? It's not what a passport bro is. I just, like, that what he's trying to set up? Like, hey, come stay at my house while you're, visiting. We'll have a little fun time. And then you go home. Like, is that... I feel like that's what's happening. Like, and he's not, like, laying it out in layman terms that way. But I feel like that's the vibe. Personally.
I hope at least that I can go back to studying end of this year. And like in general, everything is so expensive. And then he'd say, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe we can get a cat together another time then. Besides, don't you already have a cat? Which she'd say, yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see. So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which she'd say, no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other, Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking into the possibility of her maybe moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing.
I still feel like it's bullshit. But also, like, I feel like she's young enough to fall for it. Like, she doesn't know the game. Like, like, you know? Like, she doesn't have she's still in like, oh my god, it's like romantic and not like, this is some sus bullshit. Like, you know? She's not jaded by the world yet.
A home with his girlfriend. The next section will be titled Lying About Being Single and Dating History. In this screenshot, Sykkuno said he has only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that that was a lie and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis. So here we can see DMs of them discussing this topic. Mal would say, I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like it's your first relationship, referencing what they might potentially have going on. To which he'd reply with, I don't know, lol. I've only like actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so yeah, I think I'm just not very good, so it's probably just a me issue. To which he'd say, did you like never do anything for your ex, like at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did, so yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want, so it's important.
Also a red flag. This whole thing, like, I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so I think I'm just not very good. It's probably just a me issue. That is a red fucking flag. That is a red flag. Did you not do anything for your ex, like, at all? I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did. So, also red flag. This is a red flag.
To be like, are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. Mal, of course, would want to inquire as to what he was saying. Like, what do you mean you think you did? Like what? But he'd never specify and he'd always keep it vague, keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had no idea like what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section titled sexting. We texted every single day, and these interactions would be charged with flirting and suggestive topics. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Additionally, he'd always act flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion of his on-stream innocent persona. We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we'd meet up IRL.
Oh, no.
Topics that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other. On top of texting, we also called almost every single day, even after he'd stream for over 8 hours. We'd talk and play games regularly. One thing I'd noticed is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that to be suspicious. Using your voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to hear.
Oh, with the girlfriend in the house. Ugh. Ah! Ah!
So in this first set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny, or both. And Mal would say we should. And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch or etc.? In the next image, we can see them discussing the spicy audio that she sent him at some point. He'd say, you do too. She would say, yeah, like in that audio recording I sent you, to which she would act flustered over and say, huh? Oh my god. Well, yes, you really sounded cute in that too. To which she would say, did you ever re-listen to it? Or only that once? In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much she enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno would inquire about what a gym date looks like.
No. Listen. I don't care. I don't care how cutesy you fucking think it is. I'm not fucking going on a date to the gym. Okay, I don't want to be there. I'm gonna try to do my set and leave. So I have a gym in my house. Like, I have a workout room. I don't want to go to the gym. Like, no. I don't get it. Can't relate to it. Not gonna do it.
This is when they discuss it more. In the next two set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy topics. Mal would say, you get flustered so easily. And then Sykkuno would say, because I'm not. I've never done like this kind of thing before, lol. To which she would say, and? You don't like it? He'd continue saying, which is crazy because I'm older than you, but like I haven't really dated much, so. And then Mal would say, so? You have me now. He'd reply with, my XP bar is low, but no, I do it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As
a whole ass adult man who is very famous and popular within certain circles and has an extremely thirsty fan base of women, have never gotten something like this before. Baby doll, you're too young for this. You should have backed out at that 15-year age gap realization. I'm gonna be honest. Like, just... yeah.
in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she sent. To which...
Whoa! I'm sorry, what? What? Grill my fucking sausage? What?
I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she...
Okay. That's just what Mujin said, I guess. It's like looking like, where the fuck does it say that? Please tell me this man did not use that in this fucking chat. Like, I am begging. Good lord.
He sent. To which she would reply with,
Grab my hair from my corn dog to this later. Emerald, no. Oh my god. Listen, don't say this sounds like a smutty fanfiction. If I read that in fanfiction, I would just close out of the tab. I would be like, this one is not written for me. Like... Oh my god.
you know, I've kind of wondered if you've ever touched yourself while watching what I send you. To which he'd say, what? Why would you wonder that? She'd say, well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. And then he'd say, I'll definitely put this one to use. She'd say, so you've never done so before? And then he would say, maybe in all caps with a flustered sweating emoji. This is when she'd put her foot down and say, I want a yes or no. And then he would say, yes, of course I have. How could I not?
Imagine having ongoing fucking conversations with another person and not just sending react memes. Just... like he's at one little reaction. This would just be flooded instead of me typing back words. It would just be like, surprise Pikachu picture. Like, FBI. God, I would not be like, oh my god.
Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect when two people are romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight to each other, inquiring on their health. He'd compliment her on her appearance. She'd say, I love getting compliments from you. Good morning, handsome. What are you up to? But this romantic interest wouldn't just be expressed with words. No, for Sykkuno, he'd make sure to express it financially too. This is what would lead us to the next section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was simply a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd express interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket, linked below, and Resident Evil 9, because I had expressed interest in that game. Here we can see two payments. The first one sent on the 28th of February 2026, 81 euros, and the second one being 200 euros on the 5th of March 2026. The sender was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently asked for a PayPal username on the 28th of February.
Okay, I will give there's a whole thing, especially with VTubers, about making a PayPal business account so that PayPal does not dox you. Like, legitimately. So being like, oh, it's set by his business account, that's because it has his name Sykkuno as opposed to his legal name listed. That is why he has like a quote unquote business account PayPal. That was a whole thing that a lot of VTubers like last year before maybe were like pushing like, hey, get a business account, because if someone donates to you and the only thing you have is your PayPal account, it gives your name. And yes, that is true, because it happened to me. Like, people were like, I see your name, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really hiding my name, it's fine, you can find out who I am pretty easily. But then there was like this whole thing of like, you guys should try to get a business account instead, so like it hides your name, and there's like all this shit you have to do. And I was like, fuck it, I'll use something else. But like that's why. So just being like, oh, he sent it through the like business account, that just might be his account, I'm gonna be honest. One of the reasons PayPal got in trouble, because you can hide your identity so easy on PayPal that way. Yep. So like, I don't know. I don't think using like the quote unquote business account for that says Sykkuno is necessarily a red flag. That just might be his main account, to be honest.
Was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently ask for a PayPal username on the 28th of February. He'd start off the conversation with, you still aren't asleep either?
Sorry, real quick. Didn't PayPal also withhold money from VTubers too? Hey, as someone that uses a lot of different like money things, such as like PayPal, fucking Stripe, now SE Pay, whatever, they all hold money. Like, if you move a lot of money around or get a bunch of money, they hold that shit for a while. All of them do. Part of it is in case of chargebacks or whatever, it's the company saying they're protecting themselves. Because if they send you all of the money, then they can't take the money back if there's a bunch of chargebacks and shit like that. It's annoying, but they all do that. Every single fucking one of them does that. You should see how long it takes me to get money from Stripe for my actual business. Like, it's a whole thing.
To which she'd say, I fell asleep, woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. He would then say, oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later? She'd say, huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded. When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, want me to send it back? To which he'd say, no, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd wear it, she'd send it to him, and she—
Damn, this girly pop tiny, look at her. She look nice on that little jacket.
She'd say, I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. She'd also make a tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, this gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real. So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled, A Calculated—
Also rebranded she in the game. I don't know.
Pattern of love bombing and manipulation. And this is where we talk about Elphilia's side of the story. The document would say, after speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to corroborate our—
Also, this is gonna sound away. This girl is young as hell. Like, look at her. She young, she baby. Like, I'm just saying, there's a specific look that, like, 18 to 20, like, 7. Like, there's a specific look. Anyway.
Be real. So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing and Manipulation. And this is where we talk about Elfilia.
Wait, what are you talking about? What the fuck is going on with her midsection? Are you saying because she looks really long? She does look a little stretched, but I don't know if she like edited the picture or not. I don't think it matters.
Arc will be real. So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing and Manipulation. And this is where we talk about Elfilia's side of the story. The document would say, after speaking to Elfilia a few days ago, we were able to corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elfilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com sending her all this money, a substantial amount, around 1,550 euros, all under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to TFT Paris as well as all the food and hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her financially during the entire trip. So this starts off as far back.
You know what's really just a thing to me? What I'm seeing. First of all, I don't like the age gap situation that's happening here. I said what I said about that earlier. But dude, if you want to be a sugar daddy, just be a fucking sugar daddy. And by that, just like be upfront with like, you're not the only sugar baby I got, right? Like, I mean, you probably shouldn't be doing that at all because you have like a monogamous girlfriend relationship situation, so you shouldn't be doing that at all. But at the same time, you could just be like, hey, I want to be a sugar daddy and I want to sugar multiple babies. Like, you know? You can just do that. You just have to talk to everybody involved. Like, you could just do that. Fucking. I know. I know some of it is just the relationship bullshit. But like, bruh. Bruh.
Is April 2025, with Sykkuno telling Elfilia, I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people. He'd say, you should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close? To which she'd say, Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's in the European Union. He'd say, you better hang out then when I go there. She'd reply with, I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive. To which he would say, I'll pay for it. Don't worry. She'd say, whoa, really? You do that? And then he'd say, yeah, of course. And all the food. She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say, you'd have to deal with my annoying ass though. And he would say, but you gotta choose places to eat, like the restaurants. And she'd say, deal. One day later, he'd reiterate, you're fine. You never have to pay for anything. Don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back? Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that. On the 10th of December.
What is that emote? Like his little dog emote? That's just his personal emotes. Like, dude probably has Discord, Nitro, and a bunch of emotes. Like, I upload my own emotes too. It's the same emotes that I have on like Twitch.
2025, we can see her saying, I'm boarding now, see you soon, to which she would reply with, see you soon, you have the hotel info, right? Since they were going to share a room. This brings us to the next section titled Elfilia's Experience. Elfilia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years. During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him. Anytime she would bring up the topic of his love life, he would give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date.
This is my other thing. Why do you just believe that you're special? I know you want to trust. I know you want to believe that you're special in this situation. But why do you feel like if it's on and off flirting, whatever the fuck, and him arranging flights and shit for you so you could do some in a hotel room in Paris. Like why do you think that you're the only one that's getting this treatment when it's not even that he talks to you every day or constantly? This is for guys and girls. I wanna specify this. I'm not like I'm saying a lot of like girly pops come on or whatever. Guys as well. You can also be the girly pop in this situation. Why do you think that this isn't happening to other people? I really don't understand. I know it's probably just like rose-colored glasses. Oh my God, I'm getting special treatment. Oh my God, I'm special. Maybe I'm too much of a pessimist for this. Legitimately. Maybe I'm just too much of a pessimist for this. Just like, because I'm like, you fucking around. Like, I just. Okay.
So bear in mind, she knew him since like 2021, back when he was like the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch or the streaming space.
You know, I say that, but then like I've absolutely been just fucking blindsided to find out that someone was a piece of shit that I was friends with. And so it's just kind of like, oh, I didn't expect you to be this kind of person because you're not this kind of person to me, or you're not this kind of person where I can see it. So I guess, but I feel like just in this situation, like, you know, I don't know.
And even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well. So in this next set of DMs, we can see Elphilia saying, also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how? To which he'd say, huh? That's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of like playing too many games. To which he'd say, why crazy? Why is it a crazy question?
That's just when they question him about being single or whatever. That's what he says. Or like when they question him about relationships, he just keeps talking about playing too many games. He games too much.
The guy was desired by anyone. Even after his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, same calculated behavior and patterns, using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative. In this next set of DMs, Elphilia would be saying, you're cute. You're this sweet to all girls, or am I just lucky? To which he'd say, wah, lol, only to the ones I think are cool. So as we can
It's right there. Only the ones I think are cool, huh? So you're not lucky. It's not just you, babe.
see, Elphilia is just starstruck. She can't believe this. She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her attention out of anyone else in the world. This is the effect he had on people, and he knew this. And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal Instagram with his official Sykkuno Instagram page. It's genuinely like a deja vu to what he did with Mal. Like, it's the same patterns. The guy had a playbook, and he knew how to put it to use. The document would continue. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was posted around the 13th of December 2025 when he was in Paris. In this first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets saying, ultimate bragging rights have been secured at the TFT Paris Open. This is them announcing that Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of—
How the fuck old is he? He's like 30 something, right? Like, if Girly Pop was 19 and there's a 15-year age gap, I don't fucking know where it was stated that she was 19. It might have been, and I'm just dumb. I don't fucking know. He would be 34. Yeah, I know. He talks like he's really young. I've already fucking talked about how this feels like high school bullshit. Like, ooh. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, Abby's over there like, this doesn't seem like, this seems really young. This seems like a 20-year-old. Yeah.
Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno and Elfilia. The date would be the 3rd of March, 2026. So this would be 3 months after they had met.
34 looks 14. He got them Asian genes, imagine. He's just an Asian dude. Sorry.
Up and hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal. He'd say, "Oh my god, I was playing World of Warcraft. I saw this player. It reminded me of you." That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, "Oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute." To which he'd say, "Of course." "Oh, I was gonna ask, were you planning on going to like Offkai or anything like that?" That's a VTuber Expo, right? To which she would say, "I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month and I'm living fully off of my savings, so I canceled all my travels for the year." The document would say, to add even more salt to the wound, after Elfilia's Paris trip, in 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Elfilia asking her if she'll be at Offkai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. Elfilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the world.
Again, like that conversation about like coming, staying with me, like living whatever with the cat. It maybe I just disassociated and missed something, but to me that wasn't like, "Hey, come live with me," because she was like, "Oh, I can't stay long because like visa, I'm not a US citizen," shit like that, right? Dude's in his 30s. He should know that you can't just come and shack up with someone for fucking ever. Like, that's not how any of this works. And he doesn't want it to work like that. Like, he fucking knows that. But, like, I guess she's thinking, like, "Oh, but, like, you know, we're in this, like, romance. And so he wants me to move in with him 2 days after he starts talking to me." What? And then, like, yeah, they were talking about getting a cat, but, like, all of this is just, it's part of the fucking story, right? Like, it's not real. I feel like even when I was young, it was just like, yeah, we're talking shit, but none of it's real. This isn't what's really going to happen. Girl, you were talking to him for 3 days. I don't care if you're 19 or not. You should not be like, "Yeah, let me move to another fucking country and live with this dude." You were talking to him for 3 days. You should not believe everything he's saying to you when you've only talked to him online for 3 days. I'm sorry. My mind is blown by this. Like, "Oh, but I thought he wanted me to move in." You were only talking to him for 3 days. Like, I just... What? Wow. All right. I don't know. I don't know what to do about this because I'm like, I don't want to be like a victim blamer, but like, baby doll, please don't believe what random dudes on the internet are telling you 3 days after you first start talking to them. Like, about your future together or what the hell ever, you know? Like, y'all don't know one another. I need you to understand that you do not know one another. This is so weird. It's just like, I don't under-fucking-stand. This ain't a fucking fairy tale, okay? And if it was, it would be one of the dark ones, like the original version, not the Disney family-friendly bullshit they got going on when they retell it. It would be the original where people are chopping off body parts and shit. Like, what do you mean? I'm telling you right now, like, I don't care, guy, girl, whatever the fuck. Do not, if you start chatting with somebody online, don't immediately make future plans of moving in together 3 days after you send or they send the first, hey, okay, like, y'all don't know one another. It's been 3 days. Like, I might be having a breakdown about this. Like, this is so scary to me. Like, this is so dangerous and scary to me. I don't even... Oh, you can't be doing this shit. Like, you cannot be doing this shit. Damn.
The section would end with both Sykkuno and Elphilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, "How was your day?" To which she would reply with, "Awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand." The document points out that this is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno is a cheater himself.
This is fucking weird, because why are you feeling awful and crying? Because someone cheated. Did you get cheated on? Because if you got cheated on, then why you chatting up fucking Sykkuno and taking money and shit from him? What the fuck does any of that mean? Like, yeah, okay, sure, it's ironic because Sykkuno's cheating, but also, what the fuck does any of that have to do with anything? Why are you crying because some man cheated? Even if, like, one of my best friends got cheated on, I wouldn't be crying about it all day. I'd be pissed as shit. And I'd be like, I gotta ruin that man's life. Like, I gotta figure it out. I'm pissed as hell, and I have to ruin that man's life. Like, like, hey, I'm gonna try to help you, but I'm also pissed as shit, and I gotta ruin your ex's life. Like, you know? So, like... So, I don't, like... Am I the only one that's suspicious about this? Like, what the fuck is happening?
So as you can see, when these two women spoke to each other and shared their stories, they were shocked. Shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know that this man was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years with no consequences? How is it that there are many Elphilias and Mals out there with no one saying a thing? Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about. It's titled Rumors and Broken Friendships. As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail. This was all intentional.
Listen. That is smart, except for the voice call section. Where it says, in a voice call. Voice calls can be recorded. To be fair, in-person stuff can also be recorded. So, you know, you're never truly safe. But still.
Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable content creators. The reason why...
Listen. It's because he's big and has a bigger fan base than you. He does there is a power dynamic here, and it's like true, there just is. He's bigger, he has a possibly rabid fan base, and I say that because it's like, and I don't say that necessarily negatively, but like to a point. He's got a very dedicated fan base, and will that fan base turn on you and attack you and make your life hell if you start saying shit about him? Like, legitimately. Because some of those kinds of fan bases are like that, okay? So is it just better for you just to keep your mouth shut and be upset? Or do you want to go to war where you fully believe that you're probably not going to win? Like, that's why.
Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of this predatory behavior. However, he'd managed to keep enough influential friends around him to legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who would have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Elphilia spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else, about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong. Elphilia, of course, didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated pattern that worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? So here we can see DMs between Elphilia and Sykkuno. She would start this off with saying, I don't know, he said he dislikes you, referencing a friend of hers, and that you only go for girls that are small so you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. To which Sykkuno would say, oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will...
Okay, so she's crying because a friend that she's friends with is preying on another friend that she's friends with? Maybe she just into her feelings. I, again, wouldn't be crying about this. I'd be pissed as shit. I just can't relate to this girly pup. Like, I'm just sitting here like, why are you crying about this? Like, I've been betrayed by friends. And, like, we know I'm a frustrated crier. And, like, sometimes it makes me, like, really sad. But, like, a lot of times I just get mad. Like, I just... Maybe she's an angry crier? Maybe. Maybe she is an angry crier. I just... Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. She'd say, exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries anything funny.
Damn, girl, you have it all written out. That dude clocked his shit and warned you about it. And you were like, well, he's doing the same thing with my friend. Then maybe that's why he clocked his shit. Like, I just, have you considered the fact? If you were like, that's what he's doing to my friend, and he's telling me that you're doing that to me. Maybe if he's legitimately doing that to your friend, he's looking at this going like, he's doing it to you because I'm doing that same shit. Like, just fucking, it's like a fucking mirror over here. Like, like, maybe. Wow.
Sykkuno would say, oh, I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try and expose bigger streamers. They love drama, lol. But it's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything. It's fine. But I thought he was chill. I'm kind of sad he was so angry. Elphilia
Game recognizes game.
would say, I know, just making sure you stay safe no matter what, love. Sykkuno would continue saying, I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though? To which she'd say, he's jealous of you. I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. To which he'd say, I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol. But hopefully he feels better soon. And Elphilia ends this by saying, he said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. So this was on the 22nd of December.
Damn. Damn, girlie, you had a dude like, like, let me explain exactly what he's fucking doing and how this is not going to work out for you in the end. Damn.
After they had met IRL, and Elphilia had no reason to doubt him, right? She still had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2021. This is why she was still so readily siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section, Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of concern
Coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week.
for her, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The three of us struck up a conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year in 2025. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about Sykkuno. So this tweet in question, right, if you were on Twitter back in October 2025, you would have probably seen it. It went absolutely viral. And
I did see it. Everyone was attacking the shit out of Bao for this. Everyone was losing their shit and attacking Bao about this, which was fucking crazy to me. I talked about this on stream. I don't know if it got into YouTube, but like I definitely talked about it on stream with people because it was like every once in a while, if you're part of my Twitch stream, I will like go over like if there's big drama in the VTubing world and like VTubing Twitter specifically, and I come across it, I will share it with chat. So I remember fucking telling chat about this because I was like, so like, I don't understand why everyone is attacking Bao about this. And also it goes both fucking ways. Like, it's not just guys. It's just like any bigger content creator, like started like love bombing you and shit. Maybe be a little wary about it. But again, this isn't new. It's not like Sykkuno's the only one that has done this. Okay? Especially, you know this, if you're an Achievement Hunter fan. Like, this isn't fucking new at all. Like, this has just been what has been happening for years. Like, wow. Okay. Anyway.
Simply just said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run. To 99% of people, this was Bao giving smaller content creators very well-needed advice. In reality, though, this was a subtweet directly referencing Sykkuno's behavior. Because the document would continue, they called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences with her directly, as she felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can see a DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao, saying, "Hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his hotel room to drink with them, and that the tweet you made about being cautious of large male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him, in regards to him doing it to one of your friends?" You know, before we get back to the document, this actually reminds me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back in October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at 2 a.m. One can only wonder what he was doing there, but
last night, after walking a new friend back to her hotel at 2 a.m., we linked up with a guy who just did the same thing. Took like 5 minutes into our walk back for me to realize I was talking to the real Sykkuno. Interesting way to end TwitchCon for sure. You know, maybe it's innocent.
as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you spot someone in a hotel lobby at 2 a.m. The document would continue. Bao told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She had no clue that I, as well as many other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life.
I mean, that's more understanding to me. I can see why she was convinced, or like willing to be convinced, like, oh no, it's a misunderstanding, I'm not doing that. At most, I'll like, you know, escort a friend to their hotel room or whatever. I'm not trying to get them, or like, it's, you know, we're just hanging out, like we're not doing anything, whatever, right? Because you live together, you've been together for how long? You're like, I live with this motherfucker and I don't really remember any like weird behavior or whatever. So like, I get it. Especially it's like that they were together for fucking how long and stuff. Like, I would be like thin ice, but like, I get it why she was able to be convinced. So, yeah.
Bao and her mod would put me in a group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend where I would share all the screenshots you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, "I have lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. And on top of that, everything he's planning with you, are things we have planned together and talk about and have done, I'm sorry.
Damn.
At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact, I can't imagine being his girlfriend. Hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home and finding out about it this way. Even after he managed to convince me that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding. It's
The only silver lining for this, really, right, in my mind, is that they're not married. They're just dating. And the reason why I say that is because divorce is fucking messy. And also you don't feel as necessarily integrated. Your lives are combined, but not to the same degree, if that makes sense. I feel she could just cold leave him and just block him and never talk to him again. She doesn't have to go through this long drawn out divorce with him, if that makes sense, where she continues having to interact with him.
horrifying. This would all lead us to the final section of this document, titled "To All of Sykkuno's Victims." Ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him. He soaked in the praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because it made him more desirable. He understood this and would use this curated image, as well as his legitimacy in the content creation space thanks to his followers and famous friends, to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work most of the time, as he'd use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphilia to lure them in, and eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of hooking up. What these many women didn't know.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing. If there is somebody that is like, I'll fly you out and we'll share a hotel room, they want a booty call. That's it. That's what they're going for. I mean, and if you're okay with it and you're like, yeah, sure, I also want a booty call, happy for you. Like, you get that booty call if that's what you want. Like, whatever. But you should understand that that's what's happening. I'm begging you to understand that that is what's happening. Muffin Man, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you. You should be aware that that's what's happening. It's a booty call. They're flying you out there. And it's not like, hey, I'm like, we're besties and we've known each other for like a while and we met through, like, we actively know each other and we've actually been around each other physically IRL before. And we met through college or school or an event or what the fuck ever. And we are legitimately friends and have been for a while. And there's no romantic whatever. And one of us is way wealthier than the other. Wealthy to the point that money is nothing to them. And they're like, hey, come out to this thing. It's like, oh, I can't afford it. It's like, nah, whatever. I'll spot you. Like, come on out. Sure. But if you're being flirty and you're talking about romantic shit and they're like, I'll fly you out and we'll just stay in the hotel room together, it's a booty call. Like, just, especially if you don't really know one another. You're just kind of talking and flirting over DMs. Like, it's a booty call. Also, yeah, that is how people get trafficked. That's how you get caught, never heard from again. So y'all need to be, like, aware. It scares me, like, legitimately. It scares me when people talk about how they're going to go meet an online friend for the first time. And, like, they don't have a lot of money, or they don't really have a way around, or they have kind of no independence in that situation. Like, they're going to stay with the friend's going to pick them up, like, all this other stuff. That legitimately scares me because that is how you get disappeared. And, like, I just want everyone to be safe. Please be safe. Like, if you can't be independent when you travel to meet somebody, and when I say that, I mean, like, you have money, you can get your own fucking car, you can get your own hotel, you can get your own, like, anything that you need. Don't. I urge you not to. If you're going to be dependent on another person that's going to be far away from your, like, safety zone, maybe don't. Like, please be safe. Please be safe out there.
Though, is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single, that behind the scenes he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021 and who has lived with him since 2024 in the same house. I implore the many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator, and I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno in which he admits to everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend and was intending to do that with me as well. For context, this was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend about his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize someone that he barely met 2 months ago. She's referring to herself. I pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. So the link isn't here right now, but obviously it will be by the time this video comes out. It's okay though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun, that you could barely tell what he's saying. I actually bothered to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated, he pretty much admits to everything. Watch.
So we're gonna listen to the whole thing. All right.
Hello.
Thomas.
Hello.
So,
Well, pretty much know most of it.
yeah, like what?
Know what?
No, you can tell me.
Okay. Well, wasn't very honest
Oh,
about single.
about what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic is cutting out.
Sorry, always happens. About being single, and I just wanted to tell you how everything happened.
Uh-huh. You're still gonna have to speak up a little bit, by the way. You're still cutting out a lot.
Sorry, you know how I talk quietly.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
I'm sad.
It's the actions of your... Well, it's the consequence of your own actions, I suppose.
I know.
Mm.
So basically,
I don't think his first name is hidden because there was an article earlier that stated his first name. Like a article and like earlier on into this video that was, I think it was also Valkyrie was part of it, where they said her first name and then instead of a last name they said Valkyrie and then they said Thomas Sykkuno. So I don't think she's doxing him. I think it's just known what his first name is. Like, I think his first name's already public because an article had it posted where, like, he was, I think, like, interviewed or Valkyrie was someone was interviewed and said that. So he and his name has been on TV. Okay, yeah. So, like, no, they're not doxing him.
I was in a very happy relationship.
Were you?
Doesn't sound like it, but sure.
Oh, let me finish.
What's that fucking noise?
continue.
I was in a very happy relationship a long time ago.
Long time ago. What, like
And then-
2021?
I don't know the exact time, honestly, but a long time ago. Then it got a lot less happy.
How so?
I don't fully know. She just stopped hanging out with me that much, and
I started being busy and then I neglected her, maybe? I mean, listen, again, if you're in an unhappy relationship, talk to your partner. Whichever fucking side you're on this. Like, talk to your partner. Have a conversation. Please. Don't just start, like, I'm gonna fuck around with women online. Don't do that. Or guys, if you're a girl or whatever that likes guys. Whatever. I don't know. However, you know, don't just start fucking around with people online.
Stop hanging out with you. She lives with you.
yeah, I mean,
You're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear a single sentence that comes out of your mouth.
It's actually longer, but I cut some out.
You there?
yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just asking because you went quiet.
Anyway, so
Yeah, he doesn't want to be talking to you about this. Like, he does not want to have this conversation with you. Like he got caught and he doesn't want to have this conversation. That's why he's just kind of quietly sitting there.
I was very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, it wasn't so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time together. We hadn't done anything together for years.
Or what? I couldn't hear that part.
Oh my god, you know what's driving me crazy? He didn't even plan for this. He fully believed this wasn't gonna happen. What do you mean? He didn't have like a script ready or anything. Damn, dude. Not only that is he's not good at excusing himself. Live, apparently.
I said we hadn't done anything together for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just very sad and alone. Didn't feel wanted at all.
Mm-hmm. So you slept with Elfie in Paris.
Yeah.
And then you flirted with me. And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas, and how you wanted to go on a date, and how you were serious about me, and how you really meant it, and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Good point.
Because a combination of remembering how it was.
Of having my cake and eating it too. Listen. I feel like this girly pop's very naive. Again, I made the joke like she's not jaded by the world yet, right? I think she's pretty naive. I feel like a lot of people, even older people, could also, we see this, like getting love bombed, all this other stuff, being blinded by, because it's like, oh, relationship, whatever, honeymoon phase, blah, blah, blah. She didn't know she was like another woman in this situation, right? So it is kind of on him because she was going in this blind. Like, as much as I was like, why do you believe that he's not doing this with other women? Why do you believe that you're special? Anybody could do that. It doesn't matter. We're seeing this outside looking in, right? We're seeing this with like information. Like, it's like, oh, she shot her shot and he picked up it. Like, she hit bullseye. He was interested in her for whatever reason. Like, oh, I'm the special one in the situation. Everyone wants to be the special one in the situation. Everybody does. So, like, I get it to a point, and it's on him to be like, hey, I'm in a committed relationship. He didn't do that. He was fucking around. Like, I'm just kind of like, y'all need to like be able to look at red flags or try to look at something and take a step back from it and look at it and be like, that's kind of sus. Or like, maybe I need to ask more questions, or maybe I need to ask around, or like, something's not necessarily adding up here, but you're gonna be blind when it's happening to you. Like, you just kind of are. Like, you're not objective when shit's happening to you. So, like, this is more on him for being, like, a cheater and, like, kind of a shitty person. But, like, that's how I feel. As much as it's, like, you need to question more shit, why would you? Right? Like, oh, your dreams are coming true or whatever the fuck.
Some part of me hoping it would go back to that. And
Well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. And I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man. Yes, you are. Stop acting like you're a child.
Don't think that's what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man. You just chose to do it. You knew damn well in the back of your head that wasn't going to end up well.
yeah. But it's complicated.
It's really not.
So-
Cheating is just bad. she hasn't done anything to ask for it to be cheated on. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, but she relied on me to take care of a lot of things, and I still cared about her.
Okay, does
Okay, you have a conversation. You be a big boy and you go and you talk to them. You talk to your girlfriend that lives with you. Good lord.
it mean that you do that because you wanted to, not because she was like holding it against you or forcing you to.
Deadass, if you can't handle confrontation to the point where you can't have a conversation that's hard with your girlfriend, definitely don't cheat. Like, first of all, don't cheat anyway. Don't be doing scummy shit. Like, it's not hard, but like, it's gonna be infinitely worse when you're caught out cheating. Like,
No,
Exactly. So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
not saying there was one. Just explaining why it happened.
The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it. I don't know why you decided to lie to me, because you know damn fucking well that lying especially is like a big thing I do not tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
baby doll, he doesn't care if you don't tolerate lying. You're the other woman in his relationship. Like, he's lying to everybody. He does not care. Like, I just... Like, you're not even the only other woman he has. Like, I don't think that he really cares about what your line in the sand is, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100%. Baby.
And I was fine about the Alfie thing, because I was like, okay, he didn't know me before that, right?
Okay.
But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time. Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you... Because, sure, you didn't lead Alfie on. Alfie acknowledges that you didn't lead her on, right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her. I've been friends with her before I even met you.
Okay.
Like, she acknowledges that you didn't lead her on. You led me on, though. You did lead me on, though.
Yeah.
You gave me all these fancy-ass promises about, oh, we're gonna go on a date when you come visit here. What, so you could cheat on your girlfriend again? So you could sleep with me so you could cheat on your girlfriend again?
That wasn't...
What were you intending with that?
Well...
No, she's not saying that... Sorry, that's me adjusting my straw. She's not saying that she is okay with him cheating on his girlfriend with Elfie. She's saying that, like, she is aware that he, like, was talking with Elfie, slept with Elfie, and then, like, 2 weeks later or whatever was, like, chatting her up or whatever. And she's not upset about that. That with the knowledge of, like... Or without the knowledge that he has been cheating on a girlfriend. Like, that's... To her, that is not cheating because she didn't know he had a girlfriend. Once it was like, oh no, he's been doing this shit with a girlfriend this whole time, that is the problem. Like, does that make sense? Like, when she talks about, like, oh, I'm not mad about the Elfie thing, it's like, okay, I wasn't mad that you slept with my friend and then very soon after was chatting me up. That's what she's saying she's not mad at.
I thought it was going to, be over.
But what?
Like, I thought that was going to be the end of that.
The end of what?
My previous relationship.
Cheer 100. This is basically a harem anime gone terribly wrong.
No, it's not. Thanks for the bits, but no, that's not what's happening. Harem anime aren't... It's not cheating.
My previous...
I'm so confused what he's talking about.
The end of what?
My previous relationship.
You were gonna break up with so you could date me, or what?
Well, like I said, it'd been a long time where like we hadn't spent time together, hadn't done anything in years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I thought that was at some point be over with.
What? I couldn't.
He is saying that eventually the relationship would somehow end magically. He's not saying that he was going to end the relationship to date you. It's very important that you understand that he did not admit to that part. Just that eventually his relationship would end. Like, bruh.
Hear you.
I said, I thought that meant that was going to be like the end of it.
What? What was going to be the end of it? When you hooked up with her? What end of what? Your relationship with your girlfriend or your relationship with this lady? Like, you hit it and quit it and now you move on? Like, what the fuck? What? End of what? You're not... Oh my god, he's not answering the question. It's pissing me off. Anyway, like, I mean, to be fair, it's in his best interest not to answer the fucking question. But, like, I'm just kind of like, oh my god.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her? Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just waiting for her to break up with you?
No, I don't know. It's
So-
just a really weird
I
mix
just
of like,
want to understand this. So what was your intention with me? Like, where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to...
Everyone, okay, what do you guys think is a predator? Because, like, I understand that, like, a lot of people have been having the issue of calling him a predator. He is preying on kind of younger, but very specifically smaller content creators. He is very specifically going after that demographic. You should consider it like he is a hunter and he is hunting that specific type of prey. That is why they're calling him a predator. It is predatory behavior. Like, and he can't be called out on it because he is basically safe. So no matter how shitty he is, it's probably not going to come and bite him in the ass. Because everybody else is so much smaller than him, and his fan base is going to protect him. That is why it's predatory. Like, everyone keeps being like, oh, this isn't predatory. It is. It is predatory. It just might not be in the same way that you think it is. There's different types of predatory behaviors. Like, there are different types of predators. Like, he's being predatory. Like, he just is. I'm sorry. That's what's happening.
just ditch to go... What was your intention with me? Like, where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to just ditch to go date me?
I mean, I guess for me, it felt like it was already.
Listen. I understand you guys think children. That's, you know, when the scammers call your grandma and try to convince her to go down to the CVS and buy a bunch of, like, prepaid Visa cards and then give them the numbers over the line, that's predatory. That is preying on the elderly. Like, scammers are predatory. Like, there's predatory loans. You could go take out a loan and it's predatory. Like, there's a lot of different, like, predatory things out there. It doesn't just involve, like, children. Like, saying, like, oh no, it's not because everybody here is an adult, it doesn't change what it is. Like, to be honest, like, you guys just maybe aren't thinking in the big, like, what this word means kind of way. I mean, a lot of artists would say Adobe is fucking predatory because when you try to cancel it, they try to charge you to cancel it, so you keep paying for it. Like, there's a lot out there, man.
But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about me.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
He's not really gonna answer this
You were
question.
thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me? I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this whole relationship thing really well. If this is the type of relationships you uphold.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
Just trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah. The thing is, if I never reached out to Bao, because I didn't even reach out to Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because lied behind my back to a bunch of people, and I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with her roommate, and then I was talking with a little bit back and forth, and then you came up in the topic, and then she told me you had a girlfriend, and that your girlfriend has been venting to Bao this entire time about how you gaslight her into staying. You make her feel bad anytime that she...
I mean, she's not cursing, if that's what you're asking what the beeps are. The beeps are someone's name. Like, it's beeps so someone doesn't get, like, doxxed. Yeah. I mean, even, again, she shot her shot and then he took it up. It was in his, like, it was his responsibility to be like, hey, I'm in a relationship. Or, hey, I'm not gonna date you or whatever. Like, whether or not he wants to be like, hey, I'm in a relationship or not is irrelevant a little bit. It's the fact that he was doing like flirty romantic shit, right? So like whether or not he wants to admit to being in a relationship doesn't super matter. The issue is that he was in a relationship and he was doing relationship stuff with other people and getting into relationships with other people, if that makes sense. Right? Because you could be like, hey, I want my private life to be private. That's totally fine. You can do that. You are allowed to do that. That's totally fine. The issue is when you're in a relationship and you start sleeping with other people. You've got multiple people that you're like, yeah, we're going to date, or you're flirting with, and like all this other shit. That's when it's a problem. Right? Like, I don't know, when you're like, oh, wow, maybe date, haha. Like, you need to be like, no date, like friends only. Like, okay, anyway.
Like, wanted to leave because you cheated on her, and she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who. Because you never told her that it was Elfie, you just told her that you cheated on her in Paris. I think. I don't know if you told her, but I knew she knew.
Yeah, I did tell her.
Why? Why go through all this trouble?
Because didn't know how to
I mean, for God's sake, if the only thing why you even stayed with her is because, oh, she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of her for a little bit before she gets back onto her, like, her feet. Like, at least don't put her through the trouble of, like, telling her, like, oh, like, I'm still gonna be with you, like, telling her that you're still her boyfriend, while actively cheating on her every single day.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I should have just said how I felt.
Like, you could have just deadass. If the only thing that you were concerned about is the fact that she relied on you for things, you could have just supported her until she got back onto her feet, so she could support herself. You know?
And it wasn't just that.
Then what else?
somehow hoping it would go back to how things used to be.
Well,
There it is. I don't actually want my relationship to end. I just want to be able to go out and do the things that I want with the people that I want to. But I want to come home to a girlfriend. I want to come home specifically to this girlfriend. I don't think she's trying to win him over. I think she's just trying to record this conversation so she has evidence. Like, I think that's what she's doing. She's not trying to win over. She's mad and she wants answers, which I think is valid. And also, she's recording this so she can have this, like, hey, here's this Google document with all this evidence. Like, yeah, it's evidence and closure for her. Like, it's whatever. She's not trying to, like, make it work out. She's like, give me the answers to these fuck-ass questions, like, you bitch. Like, like, why did you fucking do any of this? And for him just to be like, oh, you know, after I fucked around and then I admitted, hey, I wasn't happy, so I cheated on you. He was hoping that would somehow magically do something for his relationship. Where maybe it went back to what it was like before. I don't fucking know. I don't know really what he said because that didn't make any fucking sense. Like, I don't even know. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's already told you cheating is not going to make it go back to how it used to be.
It's a lot easier to say that when
it's the truth. It's the harsh truth. Nothing is going to go back the same way that it was if you're going to cheat on someone actively.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm going to change.
Oh my god.
You're going to change what?
That's it. Everything.
What do you mean that's it?
He's mumbling because his girlfriend is crying in the house. He's mumbling the same reason he has always whispered on these fucking bitch-ass calls. Because that's been called out that, like, oh, he whispers, but his excuse is, oh, I've been streaming for 8 hours and my voice, like, hurts. So I'm going to talk softly because I've just been talking for, like, 8 hours. And I'm just tired. So I'm going to be quiet. No, he's got a girlfriend in the house that could hear him. That he doesn't want to be heard when he's, like, having a call with his side piece. Like, that's it. That's why he's doing this now, is because his girlfriend is downstairs crying because all this has come out and he decided to have this conversation with her.
Just gonna change that.
You're going to stay with her?
Right.
But honestly, I feel like the poor girl's been through enough. I don't think you should have to sit there and keep doing this to her. Because I was in a group chat with her while you were on stream. And this girl's absolutely fucking distraught because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through. Like, genuinely. Do you know how much that fucks someone up? Like, you already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust you still.
So, it was said earlier in the Google Doc, whatever, that he would, like, a lot of the damning stuff, he would either say over voice calls or in person. So that's why he wanted the call, so he could do all this without there being evidence. But you can record a Discord call, especially if you're, say, a streamer and own OBS for some fucking reason. Like, imagine having OBS where you can record shit.
She decided to stay with you, despite the fact that you already had cheated on her and admitted to it. And what do? You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with. Like, if anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point, I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it. Bao's been sitting there, like, comforting this girl, trying to tell her, hey, maybe you should leave him. Because this isn't okay. This really isn't okay. You're putting this girl through mental strain. Every single day. That you continue to be with her. While you're sitting there having fun playing with your friends. Be so honest right now, Thomas.
So you think, I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. Like, if it is money that she doesn't have, or if it's a job, or if it's family, or blah 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 blah.
Gave her a lot.
Yeah, well, there, exactly. Just help her back on her feet until she can support herself, and then just leave the girl alone. Because she deserves better than that. Because you cannot sit there and be like, I love her, but do all of this shit to her, and continue to let her stay in that situation.
Well, one part of that wasn't true.
What?
I mean, I think the feelings faded.
Well, then
That's not an excuse to cheat on your significant other. Oh my god. My dude,
you should just let her go. Instead of just sitting her there, wasting her time.
This is such a rough call to get through. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. Like, like this section is a little rough to get through. Oof. Imagine a rich, famous person you idolize but never met, not living up to your expectations. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, anyway.
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when right now she's upset? I know she lives with you.
I already talked to her.
Yeah, you should be there
I told her I'm going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort her. She's the one that you cheated on.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you.
I mean, for him, it's like, well, this is a wash. This is definitely over. So I'm letting you get your feelings out, and then I'm going to move on with my life. I bet you anything. That's why he's still on this fucking call. Get out your feelings, and then it's over. Like that's what it is. For him, it's a wash. Like, okay, she found out. She's mad. Well, damn, guess, like, I guess this relationship's over. Like, whatever.
Like, genuinely beyond upset with you.
I mean, that's fine. By settled, I mean, like,
This relationship's over.
that's it. Like,
What's it?
probably never talking again.
You
Yeah.
and me?
Yes.
What? Why?
Okay, that was weird. Like, girly, you know why. I guess she's trying to maybe fish him to, like, say more shit. But, like, yeah, that was a little odd. Like, oh, what, the relationship's over, you're not going to talk to me again? Why would he? Like, I'm just like, what?
That not why.
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still
What?
talk to me.
Yeah, I agree with his what? Like, what? Bitch, you were my side piece this whole time. Like, I have absolutely been talking to other women, and you know that. What do you mean? Like, what? What? This has has to be her just trying to get information by saying shit. Like, it has to be. Surely. It's her trying to back him into a fucking corner to get him to say some shit. Like, incriminating shit or whatever. But, like, fucking, what?
And B, like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am. You can still talk to me and B, like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances. But I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's that.
She flips over to where she's talking to Elfie, whatever her name is. Messaged Elfie, and she said she saw the same thing. It was her window shaking a carpet. Okay, my friends. Chat. Sykkuno has a girlfriend. He's been cheating on her with both me and Elfie. They've been dating since 2021. Bao told me and added me to a group chat with her. What? Scandalous. What the fuck? What do you mean, bro? I'm still shocked. Okay.
There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way, because Alfie's not the only one that has hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard things.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot about that too. A lot. How big was the roster again?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah. All I care about right now is that he's okay. Keep me updated on that.
Babe! Girly pop! Chicken! Honey bun! Sweetheart! Fucking... No. No. What? No. I'm so confused about what the fuck is happening. And the reason why I'm so confused about this is, you would think, hey, I'm gathering all this fucking evidence. Okay, gather your evidence. Don't get me wrong. You didn't cheat on me. We can still talk. That's crazy. Hey, I'm worried about your girlfriend who's downstairs crying. Keep me updated. Continue talking to me. You know, continue talking to me. The person who's trying to convince you to leave your girlfriend and leave her alone and continue talking to me. Fucking wild shit. While I'm recording and gathering evidence to make a Google document exposing you. I'm gonna be honest, and it's gonna sound like I'm a bitch. It seems like, hey, if you don't do what I want, I'm gonna expose you, but I'm not gonna tell you that. Because what the fuck do you mean continue talking to me, keep me updated and shit? Like, I'm sorry, this is as terrible as it fucking sounds. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Girl, get the fuck out of there. Just expose his ass and move on. Why are you trying to get him to continue talking to you? The fuck you mean? Even if you were trying to like, oh, I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm gonna make him feel like maybe I'm not doing this for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. Like, I don't understand. I legitimately do not fucking understand. Like, I am confusion. What the fuck? Fucking...
I don't know if that's a possibility.
Like, he doesn't want to continue fucking talking to her. It's over. She found out. She's probably telling people. She's admitted to talking to other people. His girlfriend found the fuck out. It's over, babe. he doesn't want to talk to you anymore. He's going to see what's happening with his relationship with his girlfriend that lives with him downstairs. Like, he's going to see where he stands there. He's going to figure that shit out. You're not part of this equation anymore. Like, I don't know how to explain that to you. You are not part of the equation anymore. You were a side piece. The girlfriend that he lives with has more weight to him than you do. That's why he was like, oh, guess it's over. And now seems confused when it's not. Like, I believe in second chances, bitch. Not in this, you shouldn't. Like, what do you... Baby doll. Honey bunny. The fuck? You know.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
I don't think you need me to do that.
I mean,
I don't think that's your business. At this point, if you're friends with her, you become friends with her, you can find out by talking to her and reaching out. If she wants to be friends with you, I don't want to tell her business to my side chick that I'm no longer involved with. That is weird. Like, that is so weird. What the fuck is this? And also, why are you including it in your fucking video? Because it looks and sounds sus as hell. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I don't think you need me to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her. Like,
Yeah, she can do that.
True. I'll just reach out to her then.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, just... Like... Go talk to her.
He does not want to talk to you beyond this. This is your closure and his closure, because this is the end of the line for you two. Like, that's why he agreed to the call or whatever, or like wanted the call or whatever. It's over. He's not going to keep you updated on his fucking girlfriend. He's not going to talk to you anymore. This is so fucking weird to me. What the hell? I mean, granted, her closure is, exposing him. But still, like, this is... What the... And him being like, I'm not going to do that. She can do that. Like, if she wants you to know her business, she can let you know her business. I am not going to update you on her business. Like, yeah, that's fucking weird.
I need you right now. Go talk to her. She needs you right now.
Yeah, okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
Dead ass, I would not be surprised if he immediately fucking, like, blocked her. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. And, like, if he was like, cool, that was weird, block, I'm gonna go talk to my girlfriend. Like, that was odd. Like, a lot of that was just fucking weird. Like, her, like, hey, explain it to me. And what did you do? And you did this shitty thing, and you did this shitty thing. Why'd you fucking do that? What are you doing about this? That's fine. The ending was fucking weird, and well, you didn't cheat on me so you can keep talking to me was fucking weird. Like, what? Don't give people like this second chances, by the way. Like, you've got a list of people that you're fucking chatting with on the side, and you have a living girlfriend that you've been cheating on. So you've been cheating on all of us, because yes, he's been cheating on all of you. You're not gonna fix him, babe. Like, just fucking leave.
Shortly after the call, the last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, I'm beyond disappointed in you. So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims. It is completely up to...
I mean, to be fair, it would probably be safer, quote unquote, for him to not block her. Especially all the shit she was saying about, like, keep talking to me. Well, you didn't cheat on me. I believe in second chances. That kind of shit. Because if you block her, she realizes you block her, she could go nuclear. Right? So, like, I don't know, fucking weird. This whole fucking thing's weird.
Pointed in you. So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims. It is completely up to them on whether they want to come out with their side of the story or not. For now though, we can confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend so comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can see him also using the same playbook, the same tactics, sending them money, making them feel special, following their personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And I think one thing that personally struck me was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago.
I will give this. He claims a lot of shit, so we don't know how much we trust him. He claims that he talked to the girlfriend and he told the girlfriend like he was gonna come settle this, right? And the girlfriend might be like, yeah, go fucking settle it with your side piece, whatever. Like go end that fucking thing or whatever. Like go settle that because I don't want to talk to you for a little while. Like legitimately, like, you know, sometimes you're just like, I'm so sick of you. I don't want to fucking look at your face. Like, like when you're in a fight, right? So like, you know, this isn't the first time he's cheated on her. Apparently he admitted before. So yeah, she might be like, I need fucking space. Go fucking talk to her. Settle your shit. I don't care. Leave me alone for a minute. That could have happened, right? Like that could have just like, I need to cry out my feelings for a second because I'm hysterical right now and I need a moment. Like, you know, sometimes a good cry brings you back to earth and then you're like cold stone, clinical. We're going to fix this. Okay. Like, and the fix might just be like, cool, the relationship's over. Like whatever the fuck it is. But like, the girlfriend might have been aware and is like, yeah, go fucking talk to her. Go fucking settle your shit. Like, but yeah, don't like fucking cheat. Don't cheat. Don't be that person.
While his girlfriend was crying downstairs, gutted, heartbroken. There's a reason people say with great power comes great responsibility. Because once you have this power that Sykkuno possessed, you can so easily take advantage of others. So as a content creator, you have a very clear choice. And unfortunately, Sykkuno decided to be the worst person possible. I wish all the victims in this travesty the absolute best. And I also encourage them to speak out. When it rains, it pours. And right now, the first drop has hit the ground. Sykkuno and anyone else who seeks to take advantage of their position need to be held accountable. And for anyone who grew up watching him during quarantine, who looked up to him, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, ruining whatever ideal image you had of him in your head. In any case, if...
Or, you know, you could have gotten some attention and some money out of him and you missed out. I'm kidding. Don't... Shit. Don't be a cheater. Like, legitimately, please don't cheat on your partners. Like, have a conversation with them if you're unhappy. Don't fucking cheat.
More victims decide to speak out, then I will most likely stream me reading all of them on my channel later on. For the time being though, please, if a larger content creator reaches out to you, even if you don't make content, please always be extremely skeptical and know that they probably don't see you as the most special person in the world. They've probably done this to many others already. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it. If you want a healthy alternative to an energy drink, then definitely use the code Mujin at Gamersubs for 10% off. And if you want exclusive content like high quality art and exclusive
Mujin's Google Ducky Shelter. Oh my god.
Videos, then definitely check out stacked.com. It's like Patreon, but better. I love you so much. Platonically. Come on, platonically. I'm not going to be like Sykkuno, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Mwah.
Thomas the Predator engine. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sure he's mad. A shitbag. Y'all just don't be a shitbag. Oh my god, don't. Nah. Again, this isn't even unique to Sykkuno. We've seen this so many fucking times. With like the rise of streamers and stuff. Like, god.